ago, in a little village, there were 4 brothers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Axel, Mathis, Antoine, and Liam. They were well known in the village for being great at fishing, but they were also very well known for being silly and foolish all day long, boys with no common sense. One fine day, when the ocean breeze was blowing and the sun was shining down, Mama said, "I am sending 4 boys fishing, and I expect 4 boys home on time for supper." As they walked down to the sea, you can do that part with me. As they walked down to the sea, they sang a little song. And if you know it, sing it along. Baby beluga in the deep blue sea, swim so wild and swim so free. Heavens above and the sea below, and a little white whale on the go. 4 boys with 4 fishing poles. Can you count the fishing poles with me? Copycat style. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, they hiked all the way down to the sea, and when they got there, Axel sat on a great big rock on the edge of the sea. Mathis, he walked out onto the dock, overlooking the sea. Antoine, the brave one, he climbed up a great big tree and went out onto a big overhanging branch, overhanging the sea. Liam, he got on a boat to float on the sea. And at the end of a long day, those 4 fishermen had caught 4 fine fish. Can you count the fish with me? Copycat style. 1, 2, 3, 4. Très bien. As they were putting their fish into the bucket, Axel, he said, "Oh, what a fine supper we will have." Mathis said, "Let's go home. Mama will be so happy." Antoine remembered Mama. She sent 4 boys fishing. She's going to expect 4 boys home. We better count us before we go. Liam said, "I'm the oldest. I will count. Line up." And so they did. They lined up, and Liam counted. Here we go. You copycat count with me. 1, 2, 3. Oh la la. This is your line. Oh la la. One of us is missing. Can you say that? Oh la la. One of us is missing. Here we go. Oh la la. One of us is missing. Antoine said, wait a minute. I'm better at math. Let me count. You lined up. And so Liam got in line. And Antoine, he counted. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh la la! One of us is missing. One of us must have drowned. Axel cried, "Maybe one of us got swept away by the waves or grabbed by a crab." Mathis said, "Maybe stung by a jellyfish." Antoine said, "Or speared by a swordfish." Liam said, "Oh, one of us is drowned. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do without our brother? Mama will be so mad." Antoine said, "Mama will be so sad." And they cried and they cried and they hugged each other and they cried. And just then a little girl about your age came along. She had a fishing pole and an empty bucket, and she saw the brothers crying. Her name was Ocean. She said, "Why are you crying? Why are you so sad?" Liam said, one of us is missing. There were 4 brothers and now there are 3. See? 1, 2, 3. Right away, Océane saw his mistake. She said, "If I help you find your missing brother, will you give me one of those fish?" "Mais oui," said the boys. "Yes." "Okay then, line up. And then you all go down the dock one at a time and you jump in the ocean. And when you hear the splashes, then you can count and know how many brothers there are." So they did. They got in a line. And then the first one walking out on the dock was Axel. He was the youngest. He walked really slowly down to the end of the dock. He put his big toe in the water. Woo-hoo, it's so cold. Yikes. But he needed to do this. He jumped into the ocean with a great big splash. Can you make that splash for me? Are you ready? Throw your arms up in the air. He jumped into the ocean with a great big, say it, splash. Très bien. Next was Matisse. Matisse ran down to the end of the dock. He saw his brother in the water. He said, "Anything you can do, I can do better." And he jumped into the ocean with a great big splash. Duh, called Océane. Next was Antoine. Antoine went running down the dock and he jumped into the air and he threw his knees up into his hands and he did a cannonball. Splash! Toi! Called Océane. Next was the oldest, Liam. He walked down the dock. He saw his brothers out in the water and he dove into the ocean with a great big splash. "Cut!" called Océane. The boys heard her say 4. 4 brothers. 4 brothers is what Mama expected home. They were all together again. None of them have drowned. They were so happy. They splashed the water and then they ran up onto the beach and they handed Océane the whole bucket with all of those fine fat fish. And then they went running home. They were wet and they didn't have any fish, but they were happy because they were all together again. Silly and foolish all day long. Bonsoir. I hope you will check out some books from your local public library and read more stories. Bonsoir.